new free MMORPG games for PC. What up, Saviors? GH here. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys a few new free MMORPGs for PC. Free to play MMORPGs you can play on your PC. And maybe a few MMORPGs will be playing soon. And with that said, let's not waste any more time. Let's do this. First up, Lost Ark. It's a top-down action MMORPG with a variety of theme. At the start, you're in the usual Lord of the Rings-like place wherein there's a king with a broken sword like Aragorn. Then you move on to the next continent with your ship. Yes, there's a ship system in the game wherein you can level up, crew up, and gear up your ship. Then you arrive at other continents and be like, what's that? Is that Tinkerbell? Is that Captain Hook? Then you move on to another continent and be like, is this Cyberpunk? And then you move on again and see a continent kinda like Rivendell, full of elves. So yeah, there's a lot of things to see here. Now, in terms of content, the story is rich and the way they presented the story is high quality. We don't see this as much in a free-to-play MMORPG game, and it will take you a long time to finish the story. It's the majority of what the game offers. In my opinion, it's one of the best free-to-play solo adventure you can download and leave after you're done with the story. Now, the endgame is mainly dailies which can be done in less than an hour depending on how many characters you have, and then there's raid dungeons wherein there's mechanics to figure out, and it can only be done once per week. There are filler quests, but expect it to be so mundane and tedious. All in all, it's a pretty good MMORPG. The only downside I can say here is it's pay to win and region lock, but there are ways to go around it. And if you want to check the game out, the details are on the screen. Second game is Broken Ranks. It's another top-down MMORPG, but this one is turn-based combat. And if you're a kid of the 90s or 80s, then you will be familiar with how it looks because it looks like most games of that time. Now, the questing is like most MMORPGs but with heavy dialogues and options to choose from. And again, the combat is turn-based, and my first impression about it is it's well done. They made turn-based combat even more in-depth. I like it. You could focus on defending against melee attacks or range and then test out what the enemy is focusing on defending based on what's higher percentage or not. I approve of Broken Ranks turn-based combat. It's entertaining. Now the graphics is like I've said, the way most old school games look like. I miss this. It's nice. Now the frame rates is stable. There's nothing to worry about there. All in all, it's a solid turn-based MMORPG. The cash up isn't that pay to win. And if you want to play the game, the details are on the screen. Third MMORPG is Rise Online, a free-to-play fantasy MMORPG developed by Rokasoft. It's a very new MMORPG released in April of 2022, a few days ago. So, where do I start? It's an MMORPG. Yeah, they have it all here, the good and the bad. The questing is what you would expect. Take a quest and hunt a monster. Okay, my problem here is the quest target is always far away from the quest giver. I guess that's just me. I feel like it's time wasting because there's nothing interesting when you're traveling from point A to point B. Now the combat is tab targeting and it works as intended. It's not as flashy as most new MMORPGs and it's okay. As for the graphics, again, it's okay. There's nothing really special and it looks just fine. As for the performance, I didn't feel any stutters at all as I'm playing. All in all, it's a decent MMORPG, but I've seen this a ton of times before. And again, it's new. Very new. Now, if you want to check the game out, the details are on the screen. Fourth MMORPG is PSO2 NGS. In a few months, it will be a year old, so it still kind of fall into the new MMORPG list. It's an open-world sci-fi action MMORPG developed by Sega. I played this since the start, and here's my humble opinion. Right now, it's still lacking on content. Basically, there's not that much to do aside grind and farm. Now, if you're a new player, the story will take you a day or a few days to finish, and it's okay at best. And what I like about the game is first, the combat. In my opinion, this is one of the best action combat in an MMORPG. Then of course, graphics. This is next generation. The textures, how the open world looks is drop dead gorgeous. And then the amount of character customization in this game is insane. If you're the person who likes customizing your character and hanging out with your in-game friends, this is the game for you. In fact, some say that the character customization, the fashion, and costumes in the game is the end game content. And if you want to check the game out, the details are on the screen. And here's a bonus, guys. It's not out yet, but it's on beta testing at the moment. And for sure, it's gonna be out soon. It should be. And it's Tower of Fantasy. According to their website, it's a light sci-fi based open world RPG available on both mobile and PC. I tried signing up for the beta, but as usual, I never get accepted. Well, what do I expect? Looking at the trailers, this is definitely a game I would play. Let's just hope that the gameplay isn't crap and it would give us another amazing new free MMORPG game for PC. And that's it, guys. This is Gaming Hardcore. See you in the next one.